Djay Pro gives us a great visual representation of the music that we are playing with their amazing waveforms, and in this video I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the waveforms in Djay Pro for the iPad and for the Mac. So we're going to start in classic mode on the iPad. I'm going to show you everything in each mode, then we'll go over to the laptop. So in classic mode, it may look like we don't have any waveforms at all, but they are kind of hidden. So to open your waveforms in classic mode for the iPad, we're going to press this middle button here. It kind of is in the shape of waveforms, making it easy for us. Press that, and then now we have our waveforms. So it's going to start in a vertical waveform, and this is what they are going to look like, and there's a couple of things we can do with them. Number one is we can press these kind of hidden drop-down menus. They're really hard to see right next to the 1 and the 2. We could press that down, and then we get some options and settings. Number one is slice and slip mode. These are for DJ tricks and scratching. I made separate videos about those. And then we have the option for high contrast. So look at the waveforms here. It's on high contrast, but if we press this button, it has low contrast. I don't know why anyone would want low contrast. The high contrast makes them easier to see in different lighting environments like DJing outside by the pool or DJing in a dark club. Next, we have something really cool and advanced, and you could actually see the neural mix stems of the tracks you are playing, and now you could use neural mix with Tidal. So you could have, so right now it's just the regular waveforms, but you could go all the way up to the 4 different stems and see what we are doing. So here are the 4 different stems, and then now I am going to go to neural mix, and as I remove some of the stems, they will get more dim. So you can see what you're doing and have a visual representation of what stems in neural mix you are using. I find it to be a little complicated. I don't use neural mix that much, so I'm just going to keep it like this. Or you may want to keep it with the 2 stems so you can see the difference between vocals and instrumentals so you don't accidentally play 2 vocals at the same time. So that is classic mode, and classic mode does have a much more limited view of our waveforms and limited customization options than we get in Pro mode. So let's hop over to Pro mode by pressing the middle button up here. You may be in settings, but you want to switch over to modes, and then we are going to go to Pro mode. So now we have horizontal waveforms, which may be easier for you depending on which DJ software you used previously and what you're more comfortable DJing with. So these vertical ones, deck number 1 is going to be on the top. Deck number 2 is going to be on the bottom. But what if you don't like vertical? What if you don't like horizontal waveforms? We're going to press that hidden drop-down menu that I showed you before, but now we get a lot more options. So slice, slip, high contrast is the same, but we have an option here, jog wheel. This means that the jog wheels disappear. So some people are used to softwares that don't really use that much jog wheel. Some controllers are coming out without jog wheels, so it may be the future of DJing without jog wheels. So if you want to get rid of your jog wheels and get the largest view of your waveforms, you can delete the jog wheels with this little switch. Personally, I gotta have jog wheels, so I'm gonna leave them on. Next, we have vertical waveforms. So if you like the vertical waveforms in classic mode, or you're used to that in other softwares, or you just think it looks cool, you could do that, but it is kind of small, kind of hard to see. You don't get to see it as much of the waveforms at once, so that's why I would recommend not doing it. And then again on the bottom, we could access our neural mix waveform, our neural mix stems. So I'm just going to leave it in horizontal. And now if you move the crossfader back and forth or the volume slider up and down, nothing happens to the waveforms. Now let's hop into the laptop, and I want to show you a really cool feature. So here we are on the laptop in 2-deck mode, and I have the same track loaded up as I had on the iPad, so you can see the difference in the waveforms. So now what happens, when we move the crossfader to the right, the left deck is going to get dim. And then if we do the same thing on the other side, it's going to get dim. Same thing with the volume sliders. It's going to dim. Now, if we go to our settings and we're in appearance, it's this feature right here, dim inactive deck. If you turn that off, that feature turns off. Now, I looked for the same feature on the iPad, appearance, waveforms, and it's not there. So from what I understand, this is a laptop-only feature. Let me know in the comments if I am not correct. So now with these waveforms, They're pretty similar to the waveforms in Pro mode. The top part of the screen looks pretty much identical to Pro mode. So let's press the drop down menu. So we could do high contrast, low contrast, and then we have our different narrow mix stems. If you want to get rid of the waveforms, there's an expansion up here that gets rid of the waveforms. So now there's no waveforms. But if we press it again, now we get our waveforms. And besides the dimming feature, for the laptop, the waveforms are pretty much the same as for the iPad. And if you want to see my full beginner tutorial for Djay Pro for the laptop, check out this video over here. Thank you.